first got started on the journey of improving myself, my leading cause, and I didn't realize it at the time, but the reason why I first began was because I wanted people to like me. I was always comparing myself to family members and to friends who got the attention that I felt like I wanted and that I deserved. And I think that me being able to see that those weren't feelings that I was experiencing from other people or evoking in other people, that made me really look back at myself like, why am I like this? Or why is everybody else like this to me? And a couple people told me about myself, good old friends, they'll do it for you. And if you're in a place where you're ready, you're going to hear them. And it took a very long time for me to hear anything. And it wasn't until I had what I thought I wanted, and that also crashed and burned, that I was like, okay, it's me. And so I started trying to fix small things about myself. And to be honest, that's why, because everything else had gone so wrong and I literally saw no answers in everything that I'd already known, like, I was already exercising, I was already feeling close to God, but I felt like I needed something more, something different. Like, I felt I deserved love and respect and friendship that was genuine and reciprocal, and I didn't know where to get it. And that was when I first started the journey. And then, like we all know, Corona happened, and then out of pure interest for what is the truth, or just what something is, I was just intrigued by a line of study, and that's when I found exactly what I was looking for. That is when I found the love. That's when I found the friendship. That's when I found the respect for myself. And I started realizing that all of those things came from me. I started realizing that it wasn't about other people not liking me. There were parts of myself that I didn't like. And those were the things that I first, I don't want to say attacked, but the fact that I even saw them as things that had to be fixed instead of explored, like, why do I do that instead of self, you fucking up again, like, people not fucking with this, like, what's wrong with you? That was how I saw those parts of myself that I didn't know, or the parts of myself I couldn't explain as to how they were fucking me up, but I knew that they weren't supporting me to have the life that I wanted to live. And that's kind of, I guess, a segue into how this whole journey, finding out the truth, is the whole point. And the fact of the matter is that the truth isn't always, what you agree with or what you understand. And that at some point in time, there'll be a place where you are not comfortable with the truth, and that the truth is usually something maybe that you don't already know, so like at that time when I thought that I was mad at other people around me for what they wouldn't give, the truth was that I wasn't loving on myself. And how does that look? Like, I definitely, what was a self-care, like, there was no me feeling special because other people didn't make me feel special. So I didn't even do those things to myself. So that also looks like me not loving on myself. So me not affirming myself. When someone will give me a compliment, I'm like explaining to them why it is that it happened. Like, oh, well, that's just because, like not even receiving the gift of, the outpour that I was wanting for people to give me. when they would give it to me, I would like basically say like, yeah, I feel you, but that's only because blank, blank, blank. I didn't have much self-respect. I don't know why. I was very much so yearning for that close connection from people, like to be someone's number one anything, that I would just want to be something, you know, like I just wanted to be the friend or the partner, and in those situations I would definitely put out more than I was receiving, just because I still wanted that connection. Like, instead of empowering myself, saying like, all right, fuck this, it's not working for me because I'm not being satisfied, or I don't feel like the energy is reciprocated, I was still very much so like, well, maybe if I do this, then that'll happen, you know? And that's me saying like, fuck Janaea and fuck what she want. It's pretty much, let's have this connection because I'm feeling lonely, you know? I also didn't value my time. I didn't value my voice. I felt like my time wasn't my own. I was always on someone's schedule, and I was just okay with that, like, because things were happening and things were happening quickly, like to the point where I hated not knowing the time. Once I started doing some kind of like figuring out who I am, I don't even wear watches. Like, I still like them because they look so cute, but the point was that I used to call myself, like, I don't even know what it's called, but like not knowing the time phobic, just because I always needed to know when, how long, how much time until then type things, like just worried about my own time. And it's just like, dang girl, you good. I say all of this to say that when I started the journey of figuring out my own truth, or when I started the journey of journaling and meditating, or trying to figure out what was wrong with me and what I needed to fix, it was mostly because I felt like I wanted other people to accept me for who I was, but I also realized that I had to do some work myself. I didn't realize how I thought of my own self. The fact that I thought it was, I need to fix this part of myself, and you know, I used to just be like, what's wrong with you? And that's all good and gravy, because I'm glad that it inspired me to like get started. But in all honesty, these were things that I had to understand about myself. Like, I was born a bubbling, bouncing baby girl. Like, I was a happy baby, and I had to understand why it was when certain things happened that I would feel triggered, or that I would get upset, and that I would, you know, choose to sit in my anger or my sadness or my confusion instead of like asking questions and being quiet, or, you know, like I soaked in it. I held on to it, and that made me angry in even ways when I wasn't aware of it. That's why the subconscious mind is so interesting, because your subconscious mind remembers everything, but it's so much in protection of you. Like, it'll only filter out what it feels you need for you to be okay. Like, that's how divine you are, that your own brain unwillingly will defend your ass to the death. Except for when you compare yourself to others, because when you compare yourself to others, self be like, oh, I guess that's not worth it. But like, if you did something and your subconscious mind be like, because that wasn't our fault. We did this because this happened, and we never thought about that in a different way. Your subconscious mind will defend you on whatever action you took, because it knows that the reason you did it wasn't something that was because of you. It was something that happened that you never had explained to you, where you couldn't yet understand it, and now this is just your go-to reaction that you've learned works. So your subconscious mind will be like, no, I'm straight. It wasn't me. I ain't do it. It was you. You the reason why. But that's just how intelligent it is, and that's, like I said, an example of it knowing how freaking divine you are, because it works to protect you, to make everything that you want your reality. The thing is, we also have influences on our daily lives, from the things we watch to the things that we eat, because that bacteria, child, will aggravate your emotions, something serious, and it comes from over processed things, to what we immerse ourselves in, like what communities, what family members, what friends, whatever we put inside of our field, that has the potential of becoming a part of us. Like, honestly, it will be, because that will be somewhere in your mind stored. And the more that you put it into your conscious reality, it is going to keep being a part of your reality until you start working to get that shit out. But the point is that it wasn't until I started to, that first time was for me to get to other people to like me. I think it was 2 whole years later, by accident, when quarantine happened, maybe 3 or 4, that I actually was just getting into this knowledge, and the knowledge of myself, for the truth. I wanted to know who I was. I started looking into astrology, my birth chart. I started looking into numerology, my life path number. I was looking into my body design. I was looking into my ancestry. Like, I wanted to know genuinely, who am I? What am I doing here? What is all of this for? I wanted to know the truth of this world. Why is this happening? What is going through people's minds? Like, and the more that my curiosity developed, the more things would come to me. Like, the truth, it actually will find you. What is meant for you is meant for you, and it is going to come to you easily. It's for you, you know? Like, so I developed a whole faith knowing that the information that I sought was on its way to me anyway. So then I could focus on other things up until it was time for me to do my studying and my research of the information that was presented to me, that did like a bing. In the same way how I was saying, like, the truth will come to you, it can also come in the form of a person or some kind of information. So somebody might be like, sis, bro, why are you doing that when blah, 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 blah? Or a teacher, mentor, auntie, uncle, like, I gotta be honest with you, this doesn't seem like you. Or, are you sure that this is the path you want to go down? And it kind of hits you off guard, like, because that's what the truth is going to do. It's going to hit. So it's either going to be like, bing, or it's going to be like, poof, like, knock your ass some sense into you. But you be like, dang, like, stop minding my business. Or, universe, I did not ask to see that just now. Like, reminding me I'm not doing what it is that I feel like it's supposed to be really being done up in my life. Or, really, it hits only because you know within you that you're not in alignment with your own truth. And that is what is kind of like, it knocks you off, because like I said, your subconscious mind is always going to try to protect you and always going to try to make you seem like, no, we do this because of that, and always justify your actions because it wants you to have some kind of like esteem. That's my own interpretation of it, because like, why else would it do that? It's self-protection. It wants to preserve what it is that you've got going on this level. So it's like, this is comfortable, this feels good for self, so we're gonna keep it here. And so I think that my message in this is that no matter how the truth comes to you, because it could also come negatively or positively being like some positive reinforcement from someone that knows you or knows is reminding you of, like, you know, the things that are truer to you. Or it could come as a situation or thing that is kind of a reflection of your actions and how they're not really for you. You know what I'm saying? So in all of those situations, I think that whether negative or positive, because both of those are required for you to be in balance, you can learn from them. Negative and positive do not mean good and bad. Those things are subjective. But negative energy and positive energy, they are always like working for you. All energy is, not all opinions are. But if you can take that you're learning something from when the truth hits you, whether it comes as a hard truth or something that you just want to keep digging up into, you can still gain information. And in that information, you'll always learn more about yourself, at the very least. And at the best, about other people around you and about your circumstances, so you can have a little bit more peace of mind because you understand what's going on and it's not so confusing. And because you know what the truth is, you now can make an impact on how it affects your reality, so that way you can affect your reality. So, insight, knowing the truth, following the truth, that being your guide, even if it's on your regular old day, like, thank you, God, I'm alive. May I align with my truth. May I align with something that is for me, that'll bring me closer to who I'm meant to be. That can, like, make all the difference in your world. Because as things happen, you'll see that it's either to uncover something that's within you or to expand what you've already got. And with that, I say be open to whatever comes in with these conversations, because we could get a little bit more personal. As I said, what is happening, like, with the world? We're going to get into it. And what is happening in these relationships, like, we're going to get into it. So stay open, because that's the only way you'll be able to receive what is real, you know, because what you got already, I mean, it's cool, but, like, are you done? Are you done? No. Be open. Be open to not everything being what is consciously on your mind, okay? Because it's a whole lot of programming there, and we're going to get into that too. So just be open, okay? The truth is definitely not going to show up to you when you're not ready for it, but it could be exactly what you need to get to where you're supposed to be. So let's be open. Like, no, just kidding. I never know how to end these things. Bye.